All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to News Talk with yours truly, the anchor man, Chris Anu, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston. Houston, Texas. Is a privilege to come to you today. After a while, I want to believe all of you are doing great out there, especially if you are where we call the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Thank you for tuning in and good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you who are joining also from across the globe in Europe, the continent, USA, Canada, South America, everywhere, the far and the near east, wherever you are tuning in from. It's a privilege to have you, and please, I expect you to immediately go ahead and hit the share button and let everybody out there know the anchor man is not live. He is alive. He is alive. Everyone has thrown stones at him, but he is not dying. He is living and rejoicing and excited about every single day that comes by the grace of God. So please do me the favor, hit your share button. Unfortunately, for those of you who could watch by way of YouTube, we don't have YouTube running today. We have some technical issues with YouTube, but we will make sure we get that fixed, and the show will be on YouTube right after the live broadcast. But for you on Facebook, please do me the favor, hit your share button. This is going to be very, very exciting, a very exciting broadcast. Don't touch your remote. I will be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks again for tuning in. It's a great day to be alive. So much has gone under the water in my absence, coming to bring some information, update to you about what has been going on Ground Zero, and particularly in this crusade, the crusade for Ambazonia's independence. I always like to come to you well informed, well educated with what is transpiring in the struggle, and that is what I have come to you to do today. Tonight we're going to be talking about so many events which have taken place on Ground Zero, including what I have titled conferring Ambazonia's honorary citizenship to the daughter of La République du Cameroon's president, Brenda Biya, and I will get to bring you that message in the course of days. But I will also open the phone lines to allow you come in with your contribution to the show. In the meantime, I am looking forward to you hitting the share button. I see the numbers are rising, not to my liking yet, but please go ahead and hit the share button as I will come to you soon. I'm expecting my correspondent in Mamfe to get to me on a story that I will be talking about. But I am glad to be with you today. I am so excited that, ladies and gentlemen, we are marching on to possess our possession. Okay, please stay on the line. Stay on the line. Stephen, stay on the line there, please. So I am so glad, ladies and gentlemen, that we are marching on and making progress irrespective of all the smear campaigns, both in the diaspora and on ground zero. We continue to stay on course, and La République du Cameroon is trying to win the war with propaganda. Everywhere on ground zero, they are embarked on one smear or the other. Unfortunately, Ambazonians have grown to know their ploys, and nobody is buying it. We see it in Ndop, where the population turn out in their numbers with palm fronds to detest the shutdown of their shops. We have seen it in Kumba, where the population of Kumba defied the colonial divisional officers to refuse to defy ghost towns. And even when the colonial officials go around shutting down their shops, every Monday morning, the traders go and sit by their shops and wait until the colonial officials make their rounds, and then they head back home. That is what we call defiance, resilience, and courage. Courage on the part of our people. That will continue. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, we are strategizing here. We are strategizing. Listen, I have told you again and again, nobody should expect this war to be over in 10 years. If it happened to be over in 10 years, we thank God for it. I haven't seen any independent struggle that has taken place only for 10 years. They go for 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 years. So if ours ends within 10 years, we give praise to God. But I don't expect it to, I'm just preparing your minds to be ready, to fortify yourself to know that we are in this for a long run. The reason being, you are trying to take a bone out of the mouth of a dog. And the dog will not let the bone go easily like that. They will watch a fight. They will defend the bone in their mouths. And so that is what La République du Cameroon is doing, trying to defend the bone that is Ambazonia in their mouth. And last time I said that, the burden of ending this struggle is not upon us Ambazonians, it is on La République du Cameroon. It is La République du Cameroon that has its knee on our necks. La République du Cameroon has its knee on our necks, and until they lift up that knee, we cannot say we are free yet, and that is why we would have to keep on fighting and resisting until victory is ours. And ladies and gentlemen, we can learn from people who have gone before us, who have taken this same journey before us, talking about Eritrea, South Sudan, Namibia, and all those countries. I'm talking about them. We can learn a lesson from them to remain patient, courageous, and resilient until what we want becomes legally and internationally ours. So I am so excited with the resilience and the resistance that is emerging on ground zero. We have to continue that. We have to continue that. So I will start with what happened in Manfe a few days ago. I think that was sometime last week, where we learned of another killing, this time by a gendarmerie officer in Manfe. I wouldn't like to show the images of that incident because the images are not good. They are not good for television, and I can't bring you the images. But we all know what happened in Manfe, ladies and gentlemen. The killing of that young lady because of 1,000 CFA francs bribe. 1,000 CFA franc bribe from a colonial gendarme, who, because the driver, I don't know whether it was a clando or taxi driver, would not obey their instruction to stop and offer them 1,000 francs. They shot the car, and apparently this lady was in the car, and she died at the scene. Now we remember also an incident like this in Boya. I think that was about 2 years ago, where a little girl being taken to school, being given a lift to school, was shot from the back of a car because the driver would not stop for a 1,000 or 500 francs bribe to the colonial military officers. Now, we also remember only a few months ago, I think just about 2 months ago, if it is even up to 2 months, the massacre that took place in Manfe, in which they tried to label it upon Ambazonia restoration fighters, which it failed. Now, I don't know, what are they going to say about this lady in Manfe? But I am being joined, ladies and gentlemen, by somebody, one of our comrades in Manfe, who is very much informed of what transpired in Manfe at this incident, and he will brief us of what he knows. Hello.
Hello.
All right. If you can hear me, shut down the volume of your TV, because I can hear the echo, and just focus on your phone, please.
Yeah, I'm doing just that, but the network is not good.
I can hear you good. I can hear you 5 on 5.
Okay, then good.
All right. So tell us what happened in Manfe.
Okay, what really happened in Manfe on that Thursday? Yeah, it should be a Thursday like that.
Yes.
There is a village called Okoyon, which is 4 kilometers away from Manfe town when you are going towards Kumba or Bamenda.
Yes.
So it happened that in that very village, there are 4 checkpoints covering a distance of about 15 meters or 20 meters.
Okay.
So the first checkpoint, if you are coming from Manfe, is being controlled by the gendarmerie. Here we just call them routier.
Okay.
So about 10 meters from them is the military. Then 10 meters or 5 from there you have the custom, but the custom don't usually show up. You have the police, so the artillery controls there.
Okay.
So this car was coming from Manfe. So when it arrived at that place, it was stopped. It was checked.
Okay.
But the commander had told the driver to go. But one of these guys, the routier, which is controlled by the gendarmerie, the commander there, or the person controlling that group, had asked the car to go without the knowledge of his colleagues.
Oh, one of the commanders had asked the car to depart.
Yes, the driver, maybe using a sign or something. So the guy was going, knowing that he had no problem with them. Yes, so as he was going, he crossed the military, because the military is in the middle, then the police is the last. So as he was going towards the police, Yes, the police stopped him. He was trying to clear the car. Why this gendarmerie man took his gun and was moving towards the car, and then he told the military people standing there that he is coming, he just wants to check on something. So they didn't take him serious. So while he was going, the car now had finished, the driver had finished with the police people and was almost going. So he shot the gun, and the gun picked, the gun picked a lady who, yes, this lady is said to have accompanied his brother's kid to school because she needed to take the bike, and then the bike man would take the kid to school. So the kid had left before the lady was trying to cross the road. Then this bullet took her on the head, and she fell instantly. So when people saw it, one guy ran to the gendarmerie officer. Then he quickly, I don't know how to put it, he put his weapon on automatic shooting. That's to frighten the people. I don't know which objective to use.
Okay.
Just to alert them that if anybody comes, he will shoot.
Right.
Yes, so that is what frightened people. Yes, people were frightened because that village, it is alleged that a lot of people have been killed in that village separately. So there is fear. And to describe that place, with this fog control in a small area, more than fog control, the place has become a commercial place.
Now, tell me, the last time when there was this massacre in Manfe, the 35 or the 40, whatever, the immediate reaction of the people was that, oh, this is Amba, this is Amba. This time, what is the reaction of the people seeing clearly that a gendarme looking for a bribe of 1,000 francs did this?
Yes, actually, the gendarme was, because they are there. If you travel in Ambazonia, everywhere, no matter where you go, whether to Oku, to whom, they don't even check documents. What they just go to the driver, they collect their money. Even the military, they collect it openly. There is no fear. There is nothing. They don't even have feeling that the passengers are seeing it. They take it openly. So we are suggesting that maybe the government can no longer pay them, and they have asked them to exploit the civilians to pay themselves, because we don't know why even the military will be taking a bribe. The gendarmerie that we believe is sponsored by the French government is taking bribe up to the point where they can kill a citizen because of 1,000 francs, which is not up to $1.
But the gendarmes are known, I mean the gendarmes and the police, they are known to be collecting bribe. I mean, for time memorial in that country, isn't it? Was the shooter an army guy?
The person who shot he was a gendarme officer.
Right.
They call them routier. Yeah, they call them routier.
Okay.
Right? But the gendarmes, let me give you some background information. Here, the gendarmes, they act equally as a military. Because when you go to their office, they tell you we are not police. Here we work in accordance to instructions.
Right.
That's what, yes. So we consider them as a branch in the military.
Okay. Now, what has the government said?
Oh, the divisional officer came, the mayor came. What did they say? Nothing. They were only consoling the population not to rise up, to be patient. It was a mistake, and the government will do some investigation. That was all.
The government will do an investigation for somebody who is shot at a checkpoint. So I guess an investigation is what they mean is they don't know who actually did it, and they are actually going to investigate, isn't it?
Yeah, I know this is a government that covers up. They might just come tomorrow or on official paper and say that guy he was traumatized, maybe he had been attacked, or they will always form something psychological to just to cover up that we know that guy was emotionally and physically right. What he wanted was his money, and he didn't know, because by crossing the military checkpoint and going to, first they have a standby car there. If a vehicle is running, they should use a standby car to chase the vehicle, not even shooting.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe the government want to investigate according to their lifestyle whether the car was fuel. They can tell you, oh, that car wasn't fuel, so they could not use it. So their investigation will never lead to nothing. It's just like giving somebody a paracetamol to calm down the fever.
Right. Well, listen, thank you very much for bringing us the update. Stay protected, and we need your service every time.
Yeah. There's something again, what we were trying to say. Let me give you some other information.
Okay.
The same position, the background information is, yes, the lady in question is married to a guy, and for more than 7 years they have been struggling to have a child.
Okay.
To a point where he almost lost the husband because of the inability to have a child.
Uh-huh.
This is the year that God has blessed her. She is pregnant. When she was shot, she was 4 months pregnant.
Oh my.
So you can see
she was 4 months pregnant.
Yes, 4 months. She was operated at the hospital, and the information was given back to the people who went there, because immediately they said they could not bury her while a child is in her womb.
You're right.
So she had a yes. So you can see that all her hopes for 7 years has just been taken by a careless regime and a careless officer.
Oh my. So did they do a C-section to find out if the boy survived the murder?
The boy?
I mean, did the doctors operate her to see if the child survived the shooting?
No. 4 months. 4 months.
Oh, she was just 4 months pregnant.
Yes, 4 months pregnant. The mother died. It took more than 45 minutes for the military ambulance to come and take her. So even if the child was 9 months, the child would have died, because the mother died immediately. She was shot because part of her brain came out.
Oh.
The mother dies immediately. I'm not a doctor, but I know that if a pregnant woman dies immediately, the baby dies.
Right.
Because there will be no means of there will be no means of transmitting oxygen to the child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the colonial officials, they never did anything. The family is just fending by themselves.
They are planning to do the burial. What they have promised, from information that we have gathered, they say they will do the proper burying. They will compensate the husband or the family with this is not official document. This is not official information.
Right.
It's just what I will try to gather from some people, because when incidents happen like this, they call us to give us information. So they have promised that they will give the family $1 million. Then they will take full responsibility of the burial, and that is what we have now at hand that the government is saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again very much. Thank you very much for the updates. Remain safe out there. All right.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows.
All right. Thank you for staying put there, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delays that we are having here due to some technical issues. But at this moment, before I bring in my panel, I would like to bring to you my talking point on the subject of Brenda Biya being conferred with the honorary citizenship of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is the subject of the talking point that I bring to you today. Brenda Biya being conferred with the honorary citizenship of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is the subject of my talking point, and I'd like you to stay put and reflect on this, and I hope that those officials in La République du Cameroon take us very seriously, and I hope that Brenda too will take this very, very seriously. We mean what we do and we say here. We take it very, very seriously. Again, this is justifying the honorary citizenship for Brenda Biya in Ambazonia. In a recent social media video, Brenda Biya has emerged as a figure defiant of conventional norms. She takes a bold stance on social and political issues, particularly about the ongoing conflict in Ambazonia. Despite being the daughter of the President of La République du Cameroon, Brenda fearlessly expresses support for what she refers to as rebels fighting for justice. This is what she said in the footage I will play later. And I quote, "People talk down on rebels," she said, "but it takes a rebel to stand up against an oppressive regime, a system that is unfairly treating the people. It takes a rebel to stand up to change society's norms," she wrote. I'm talking about people like Rosa Parks, Brenda said, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, and others. I'm not inviting anybody or telling anybody to be a rebel, But I'm saying being a rebel is not a bad thing. It just means that you don't think in the same way as society, in that you are not afraid to stand up for what you believe in. And you are not afraid to be yourself. End of quote. Again, that's Brenda Biya. It's an easy guess here that the rebels, in Brenda's analogy, can only be Ambazonians. That's what his father's regime has long labeled some of us, standing up for our rights to self-determination. Brenda Biya's boldness in tacitly and publicly expressing support for the Ambazonian cause, despite the potential repercussions, is unprecedented and commendable. Brenda's willingness to speak out in favor of what she understands is a fight for freedom and justice in Ambazonia is a testament to her defiance and courage to the powers that be. In a country where fear of retribution often silences dissent, Brenda's candor stands out as a rare example of someone from within La République du Cameroun who is unafraid to acknowledge the injustices that have been meted out to the Ambazonian people in that country. This act of defiance in the face of potential consequences is a quality that resonates deeply with the inherent tradition of expressing one's mind without fear of retribution, a tradition that is historically only associated or known with the Anglo-Saxon culture. Put aside the underlying factors of annexation and colonization. The conflict in Ambazonia has also been portrayed as a struggle for linguistic and cultural rights, with English-speaking Ambazonians seeking independence from the predominantly Francophone government of La République du Cameroun, led by Brenda's father, Paul Biya. Brenda Biya's fluent and eloquent communication in the king's language, in English, sets her apart as a symbol of defiance against the perceived superiority of the French language in La République du Cameroun. By choosing to express herself predominantly in English, she challenges the long-standing narrative propagated by the Cameroonian government, La République du Cameroun government, and the elite, that French language and culture are somewhat superior to English. This subversion of linguistic dominance is significant in the context where the imposition of French in predominantly English-speaking Ambazonia has been a point of contention, and Brenda's actions serve to highlight the importance of linguistic equality and freedom in Ambazonia. Moreover, Brenda Biya's fluency in English and her preference for using the English language in her communication raise questions about the information that the La République du Cameroun's government may be withholding or hiding from its people about what they call Anglophones. If the president's daughter, if Brenda Biya, who is also a prominent figure in La République du Cameroun society, is embracing and advocating for the use of English, it challenges the narrative that has been perpetuated by the authorities or the regime in Yaoundé regarding the linguistic and cultural dynamics within that country. Brenda's choice to communicate in English not only reflects her personal proficiency in the language, but also serves as a subtle yet powerful act of resistance against the linguistic and cultural hegemony imposed by his father's regime on Ambazonia. In light of these compelling reasons, ladies and gentlemen, it is evident that Brenda Biya's actions and attributes make her a strong candidate for honorary citizenship in Ambazonia. Her defiance in tacitly expressing support for the Ambazonian cause, her mastery of the English language, and her role in challenging preconceived notions about linguistic superiority all contribute to her significance within the context of the ongoing conflict. By bestowing upon her this honor of honorary citizenship in Ambazonia, Ambazonia would not only acknowledge Brenda's individual merits, but also make a powerful statement about the values we uphold and the inclusivity we seek to promote once our sovereignty is fully established. By conferring honorary citizenship upon Brenda Biya, Ambazonia would be recognizing and celebrating her fearless advocacy for the rights of the Ambazonian people and her willingness to challenge the status quo in Yaoundé. This act would symbolize the inclusivity and openness of Ambazonia as a nation, highlighting its commitment to embracing individuals who demonstrate unwavering support for the cause of freedom and justice. Additionally, it would send a message to the international community about Ambazonia's willingness to engage with individuals from diverse backgrounds, including from La République du Cameroon, who espouse principles of equality, justice, and linguistic freedom. In addition, bestowing honorary citizenship upon Brenda Biya would provide an opportunity to foster greater understanding and dialogue between an independent Ambazonia and communities within La République du Cameroon. This gesture could serve as a catalyst for promoting mutual respect and understanding between the linguistic nations of Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon, and ultimately contributing to efforts aimed at resolving the long-standing conflict. It is important to note that Brenda Biya's actions and advocacy have not been without risk, given her familiar ties to the leadership of her father. By publicly expressing support for the Ambazonian cause, though tacitly, Brenda has displayed a rare form of courage and conviction. Bestowing honorary citizenship upon her would not only recognize her personal bravery and principles, but also will serve as a source of inspiration for others who may be hesitant to speak out against injustices or challenge prevailing norms from that country being La République du Cameroon. And that is the talking point, and I hope that that makes a lot of sense to you, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, I'd like to play that footage from Brenda Biya. I'd like to bring you that footage from her so that all of you can listen to what she said. Now, can the technician give us that footage? Okay, that is it.
People talk down on rebels and think being rebellious is wrong, and they don't realize the whole time that some of their favorite heroes are actually rebels, because it takes a rebel person to stand up against an oppressing system or a system that is unfairly treating other people. It takes a rebel to stand up and change society norms. I'm gonna give you an example. Talk about people like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, of all people. They all stood up for what they believed in, and they all weren't afraid to change social norms and to do things differently and to rebel up. So I'm not inviting anybody or telling everybody to be a rebel, but I'm saying being rebellious is not necessarily a bad trait. It just means that you don't think in the same way of society, and that you're not afraid to stand up for what you believe in, and you're not afraid to be yourself. So that's all I was saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Brenda Biya. And for those of you who may be joining this platform newly, Brenda Biya is the daughter of Cameroon's head of state, the strong man in Yaoundé called Paul Biya. Now, many people will say Brenda Biya is a spoiled bride who has refused to toe the lines of his father and who refuses to behave. But listen, certain things happen not as mistakes. I think Brenda Biya is old enough to understand exactly what she is talking about and what she is referring to. And I believe the powers in Yaoundé would also interpret this exactly the way I am doing here. First of all, again, listen to what Brenda said in that audio. He says, people talk down on rebels, but it takes a rebel to stand up against oppressive systems, a system that is unfairly treating the people. It takes a rebel, she says, to stand up to change societal norms. I am talking about people like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, she says. And she continues, I'm not inviting anybody or telling anybody to be a rebel. She is trying to be defensive here. I mean, so that at least the regime minions in Yahweh should not think, oh, this is coming from Biya's daughter. But she says, but I am saying being a rebel is not a bad thing. Those are not my words, ladies and gentlemen. That's the word. Those are the words of Brenda Biya. Being a rebel is not a bad thing. It just means that you don't think in the same way. You in lot of people, you don't think in the same way as the rebel. For example, they call us rebels. They don't think the same way like us. We want to free ourselves. They give us labels. We don't care about their labels. We don't care what they call us. We care about freeing ourselves. So Brenda says it just means that you don't think in the same way as society and that you are not afraid to stand up for what you believe in. What do you think she's referring to here, other than referring to Ambazonia? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason I am considering Brenda Biya for honorary citizen of Ambazonia. At least, if it is not now, when we get to Boya, I think should be one of the guests sitting in the cabin. Maybe while Paul Biya is somewhere licking. Paul Biya and the Tanganjis and the others, the Ngos and the Ndian Gotes will be somewhere licking their wounds. But let me bring in my panel here before we get into other subjects here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm being joined by Comrade Martin Tumasang, Barrister Martin Tumasang, joining me from London. Comrade, it's great to have you, sir.
Hi, good evening, Comrade Chris.
All right, I'm also being joined by Comrade Mars Tanji, joining me from the great state of Florida. You look great there, sir.
Thank you, Comrade Chris. And thanks for this show. Thanks for having me on the panel. And it's looking good. It's looking good so far. And your line of action is great. We've got a lot to talk about.
All right. I would like to start with Comrade Martin there to get his take on this talking point on this proposal conferring an honorary citizenship from, to Brenda Biya. You certainly listen to her. Now, I am talking about, I got to this point listening to her, not just the idea, but the fact that this lady speaks English more than some some of us who are born speaking the king's language. And every time I've listened to her on the social media, that is the language she speaks. Somebody will say, well, you know, she studied in America, precisely in what is that college? Rich kids college in I think it's Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley. I think so, if I'm not wrong. But she studied there. But listen, Comrade Martin, you know, this kid could go back and choose to continue in the language of that country, which they believe is superior to us. That's the way they've treated us over the years. But she chose to communicate, pass her messages on social media everywhere in English. What do you think of that?
Comrade Chris, when you are talking on social media, your first thought is your audience. Who do you want to listen to? Is she wanting her peers who were in America with her smoking their drugs and the rest to listen to her philosophical discussion? Is she targeting people in French? Is she targeting French Cameroonians? The first thing you look is her target audience. Who is she trying to talk to? Secondly, you look the message. What is she trying to pass? I think this idea of honorary citizen is rather premature, because Brenda Biya, we have a lot of IDPs in La République du Cameroon, a year 700 to 1 million. During this Christmas period, there in Unity Palace, they are gomandizing, they are eating the best viands and the rest. Brenda never even said that half a cake should be sent to IDPs. There is nothing, the regime will not punish her for helping IDPs who are in La République. She has never done that. She has never done anything, even on a philanthropic level, to help. There are IDPs living 25 in one room in Douala. Brenda has never done anything. Etofis pays the flight ticket for Cameroonians stranded in Libya, but he comes and eats soya in Limbe. He will never help an IDP. So, talking about honorary citizens, I would say it before God and man, that if there is one thing uniting all Francophones, it is that we should remain under them. They don't, none of them, you can say, genuinely can be supporting us to live. They want our resources, the oil in Rio de Janeiro, in Ndian. They want our agricultural resources. They want our market, because we are 8 million. They want it. Don't be deceived by the rhetorics. All Francophones, they are united in one thing, in that we should be under them. It's we, the Ambazonians, who are stupid. You see some are unionists, you see some are federalists, then you have the independentists. Francophones, they are just one group. They don't even condemn themselves. When their military comes and kill our civilians and the rest, how many Francophones you see condemning them? They are just in support of the holding us and conquering us. So I will not be giving honorary citizenship to any Brendas of this world. These people are all the same. Brenda has not shown any love for us in any way, even on the humanitarian level. Why would I give her honorary citizenship? Because she speaks one rhetorical, philosophical statement which is so generalized. I don't think she deserves it. That's my personal view anyway.
Well, you are being too serious here, comrade. You know this thing is meant to be satire. Huh?
No, I'm just making the point that she has never helped us. She's not helped our IDPs. This girl is sitting on tons of money. She cannot help an IDP. What does she want?
Yeah,
Even
right.
She will not help one IDP. Never.
Of course, well, but at least she's morally on us. So let me get to Chairman Mars. What is your take on giving Brenda Biya Ambazonia's honorary citizenship, please?
Thank you again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you again, Comrade Chris. Brenda Biya is a character, and her video or her comments there about being a rebel is not out of place, because she herself is a rebel. We know she studied in California and she was a rebel there, We know how much she used to pay a taxi to go to school, which was a limousine, a stretch limousine.
She was paying, her rent in I wrote a story, a very exclusive story on that. In fact, I was the one who broke the story in those days when I was running the Cameroon Jonah. Brenda Biya's house rent was 36,000 US dollars a month. 36,000 US dollars a month. And she was driving, what do they call it? Mercedes, what do they call it? It cost $100,000. I mean, I wish I had those photos. We had those photos here. That is the kind of car she was riding and where she was living. And besides that, she was still doing all these banga smoking. I don't know whether it's banga or whatever it is.
Cocaine and all that stuff. Brendan's character is she's a rebel herself, so she can associate with other rebels around the world. But one great rebel that she forgot to mention was Mandela. In the 1960s, Mandela was termed a rebel, condemned by America and South Africa. But in the 1990s, he became a hero. After staying in jail for 20-something years, close to 30, they classified him now as a hero. So I agree with Brenda that being a rebel is not necessarily a bad thing. And do not be afraid to be called a rebel. But there's one thing very questionable about her appearance. Look her eyes in that video. She looks as if she's under the influence of some kind of drugs. Look her eyes. There's either her eyes are always like that, in which case she has a serious problem with her eyes, or she's wearing contact lenses, or she's on substance. Normal people, anyone who's done medical or first aid, which I've done I did my time in London as St. John's Ambulance. When we see people with those type of eyes, you know they're on substance. She is either on something or there's something seriously wrong. So yes, she supports being rebels because she's one of them. And she knows also that the regime in Yaoundé cannot do her anything because she's the son of their leader, she's the daughter of their leader, and they will not touch her. So she can say what she wants to say, but she has not yet qualified. If she says that about 100 times and she comes to demonstration and works and matches with us, then we start considering that, Comrade Chris.
And talking about what the leaders in Yaoundé know and her defiance, I'd like to know your take on this. Why does she do this? She is not only going out defiantly praising rebels, but she has done things that you wonder what the parents are thinking about. Is it that she is like, I am an adult, I can say anything I want? Or she just doesn't buy with the direction of her father and mother and the regime in Yaoundé, the entire family, because she behaves differently. Comrade Martin, please.
Okay. Sorry, is it talking to me? Yeah, Comrade Chris, I have to start by saying that we should keep things in context. There is no Francophone, I mean no Francophone who has ever called us a rebel. None. They've called us terrorists, they've called us secessionists, they've never called us rebel. I've never read it, I've never heard it. We are ourselves calling ourselves rebel. Even the
definition of a rebel is very diverse. A rebel can just be somebody who doesn't want to follow the norms, like La République du Cameroon saying you must stay under us, and we say we're not staying under you, you are rebelling.
Yes, but
that could be another definition.
They themselves have never called us a rebel. They've never said we were rebels. So we know we are rebels, but they have never said so. Right. And Brenda's context that a rebel can stand against the system, she might be supporting a coup d'etat if you interpret it another way. for somebody to rise and take over the system and stand against the system. So even if you move it from the Ambazonian context, her statements could implicate her that she's advocating for a coup d'etat. So those statements, you have to look them in context. The Ambazonian context might fit, but the Francophones don't never say that we are rebels. So that statement too can fit that. Is this girl advocating for a coup? Why will a strong person stand up and resist the system and the oppressive system? So you have to interpret it in different ways. This lady, first of all, she's naturally a rebel. Secondly, she operates under the influence of so many things. Drugs, alcohol, you name it, she's in there. We don't know what is wrong with her. And then she believes the family is oppressing her. At times, they were showing some videos where she was almost looking like somebody who has lost it mentally. I used to think that she's not mentally okay. In some videos I've seen of her, where the guard is begging her to go back inside and she's taking a lot of nonsense. So, I don't know.
Comrade Mas, why do you think she is so much at liberty to say and do the things she does?
I think she is much at liberty to say and do the things she does because she is a daughter of the head of the president there. And there's nothing anyone can do to her. Her father, I think she's their father's only daughter, and he cannot do anything to her. If she's serious about this rebellious stuff, why doesn't she go and have a one-to-one with her father and say, look, father, I think what you're doing to the Ambazonians is not good, let them go. No, she's not had that conversation, or it's not become public.
How do you know she is not doing so? If she can boldly go out and call some rebels, how do you know that?
I said, even if she's doing so, it's not come public. I said, maybe she's doing so in private, but she needs to say this constantly. Or maybe her term of being a rebel is actually about herself, that the society should allow her to be a rebel, and she's not afraid to be a rebel, and she's always been a rebel. But if she's really referring to Ambazonians, she should join us on, she should come to London or to the EU. Let's go on a march. She's got enough money to fly in and we go on a demonstration.
I see Comrade Martin smiling there. You have something to add?
No, Comrade Chris, I would like to make the point that this statement that his father is the president and there's nothing they can do to her, I'm a bit reluctant to say that. Paul Biya had a bastard son called Bangalo or something like that. That guy was talking and going against the system, challenging people all over for years. At one time, the father gave permission, they grabbed him and put him in prison. I'm talking about Biya's son. They put him like 2 years something. When they removed him, he's never opened his single word again. You know about him, Chris, don't you? The bastard son.
No, I don't know. What did you call it? What did you call him?
Bangalore, somebody like that. Ask anybody there.
I've never heard of a song like that.
Oh, he was all over the place, Biya's son. Even trying to say that Frank is illegitimate. That only him and Brenda they are the 2 children of Biya.
Okay.
Yeah,
I never heard about him.
No, it was very popular. Ask anybody after the show, they will tell you about him.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember his name, but I don't think it was Bangalo, but I'm trying to remember his name.
No, the name is a bit difficult for me to remember.
Yes. Yeah. But yes,
everybody knows him.
Yeah. Brenda is a spoiled child. And I think even looking at her eyes there, she's under some influence. And the thing with being under influence is that when you're under influence, your mind does not try to interpret things or say things the way people want to hear. You say it as it is. So maybe she's saying it as it is, but she's not under control.
So you mean she's really being honest?
Yeah, she's really being honest, but she's not thinking about the consequences of her actions.
Well, but this is not the only controversial thing she has said. She has done it again and again and again. There has not been any repercussion, and she just keeps it on. And why do you think that this time there can be any repercussions?
Personally, I don't think there will be any. Think about why did the son of Mendoza, who went to prison on behalf of Paul Biya's son? because of drug trafficking. Biya's son was caught with drugs, and Mendoza's son went and stood in front and accepted that he was the one trafficking the things and went to jail. And what did Biya do? Eventually, he sent Mendoza to prison, to Kundengi. But Biya will protect his children. Even if he sends some to jail, it's just that they should go and caution him, but they will not do it. They cannot do much to Brenda. Think about all the things, the lavish lifestyle he used to live here in California, all the wrong things she used to do. But the father would do nothing. So it's just unfortunate. But Brenda needs to join us on a platform, then I know she's serious.
I wish I used to have her number in those days when I did the story on the her lavish lifestyle in California. I actually had one of her roommates. I don't know, I think it wasn't a roommate, it was a very one close friend of her who gave me all the information on Brenda. And I wrote that. She gave me Brenda's number. I called Brenda. She picked the phone. In the moment I started asking her questions about her lifestyle, lavish lifestyle, she dropped the phone, and I sent an email, never a response. But you are right. It's a spoiled child, but let's hope that one of these days, listening to us offering him honorary citizenship in Ambazonia, she will pick the phone and say, I'd like to talk to you guys. Let's hope so.
Why doesn't she come to our embassy? Let her come to our office.
Yeah, the embassy is new. Who knows? She may come. I mean, she may come. The embassy is still new. She may come. She may be there one of these days. I don't even know whether she's in the U.S. or in La Republique.
We'll find. I think she's in La Republique, but I'll dig deep and you dig deep and let's see.
All right, comrade. Let's move on to something else. I like to take you guys to Ingo Ketrinchia, where we saw the colonial divisional officer for Ingo Ketrinchia pandering to Ambazonians and unsealing shops that he had sealed with the councillors in response to Ambazonia restoration fighters, making sure that ghost towns was respected in Indop in particular. Now, the people of Indop took to the streets. Many people think that the people were acting on their own. They were acting on the discreet push by this colonial officer in Indop. We have learned that after realizing that they were not, it was going to be a shame for them to go and unseal the shops without the people obeying ghost towns. The colonial officer in Indop connived with the reverends, with the church official that you saw there, to summon, to rally the people to march to his office in palm fronts as if asking for peace, to beg him to reopen the shops. And that actually happened. But the reason he didn't open the shops because the people begged him. He opened the shop because he was afraid. When Ambazonia restoration fighters told them, you don't open the shops, or everything will be shut down. Everything will be shut down in Indop. Let's look at that. I hope you have the video there available. I hope the videos are available. Okay, these are the people. Okay.
The doors is sealed. It's opening. The population went out. The churches, Catholic, press, and other denominations, they went out and met him, discussed with him, and he decided to open back the seal. So activities can now return to normal. The SDO from Burkina is opening back all the doors. It's sealed. The doors is sealed. It's opening. The population went out. The churches, Catholic, press, and other denominations, they went out and met him, discussed with him, and he decided to open back the seal. So activities can now return to normal. The SDO from Okunda is opening back all the doors. The doors is sealed. It's opening, the population went out, the churches, Catholic press and other denominations, they went out and met him, discussed with him, and he decided to open back the seal. So activities can now return to normal.
They have suffered a lot enough. They have suffered a lot. They want just peace. Just for the sake of your fatherhood. Just on us mercy and unseal these stores and give back the bike so that life can come back to normal. Thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Father.
We are here for a peace crusade, for a peace mission. We have come here this morning to plead with our father, the father of the division, to look down on us with pity, with merciful eyes, and to kindly revoke his decision by opening the stores which have been sealed, and to kindly hand over the bikes that were confiscated from the bike riders, so that peace can return to our Ndop center here, so that we can be like the free children of God. We can enjoy peace, we can move around freely, our children can go back to school, so that we can reign in complete peace. And that is our mission here. We are on a peace mission, and these are Christians from the Catholic Church, the Presbyterian Church, and the Baptist Church, and other people of goodwill. So we have come to see you, our father of the division, to look on us with kindness. These people you are seeing, they have suffered a lot enough. They have suffered a lot. They want just peace, just for the sake of your fatherhood. Just on us mercy and unseal these stores and give back the bike so that life can come back to normal. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the colonial, the Reverend Father and the colonial divisional officer there promising to go out, and promising people, asking people to go and unseal the shops he had sealed. Again, he was doing this because of the pressure, his inability to keep the shops sealed. When the restoration fighter said, okay, you seal a shop, we are sealing down the entire end up, and there is nothing you can do. And so he panders to the restoration forces and organized this rally, asked the traders to go out and unseal their shops. Let me come back to you, comrades. If this is not pandering, I don't know what it is. Comrade Martin, what is your take there?
What really happened here is when he sealed the shops because they are not respecting the ghost town, you had General the only bro and you had Sargon. He sent out very powerful messages that they wrote to Ndop, and everything is not passable. It has been blocked and stopped. Nobody will pass until they now unseal the shops. So from every indication, it seems as if it was damage control. He realized that he will have to open the shop, but not to look weak and humiliated. He connived with this church to people to come there and try to make as if they are appealing to him. Then he will open the shops. If they close shops, the people who have to come and beg will be the market women. How come the market women are not there? It's instead the church which is coming. It's showing that there is some arrangement between the DO and the church. It had nothing to do. The market women were not there. I think he was just looking for a soft landing to open the thing because the roads will be blocked, and they will blame him if the roads are not passing. I think it's just a trick. And the thing we are so angry is because the father, the Reverend Father, went there and was begging him as the father of Ndop, as the father of the nation. He was acting under an ultimatum from the restoration forces who are in control there. There is nothing to beg him. That's why some people say because of that begging, they will add 1 week even after they open the shops before they unseal that road. That nobody begs him to open any shop. He had no authority to lock the shops in the first place.
Chairman Max.
Thanks.
Thank you. The thing with that that action is that some of these La Republic people, they take actions before they realize the implication of their action. The fact that he went and sealed the shops, he did not know that he was sealing the economy of Ndop. The economy of Ndop came to a standstill the day he sealed those shops. And the church, the problem with the church is that they're beginning to play politics. The church has gotten himself entangled with politics to the point that the church will pay a very high price on this. Because the church should never have gotten itself involved. When he was sealing the shops, he didn't ask the churches. How come during the unsealing, the churches have to be the ones to come and beg? The traders were not worried. They said, okay, you've sealed our shops, the economy will come to a standstill. The village people, the poor people should be the one going and putting pressure on that deal and say, look, we need food, we need our economy. And our boys did a great job by sealing the roads. That, okay, you've sealed the shops, we're sealing the road, no economy activities goes on in Ndop. And he quickly realized himself. But the church did a very wrong thing to get itself entangled, as they've been doing, with dirty politics.
Don't you think that the church was left in no position to object to an appeal from the colonial official to serve as an intermediary between him and the population?
Well, you mean to come and pretend that they're begging, that, okay, we're begging when they really didn't mean that they were begging? That's not good faith. The church did not do it in good faith. Because for the priest to come and be calling him the father of the district or the region, oh, please have pity on your children. What pity? He was the one asking that the people should pity him. Yeah. He should be the one begging the church to look here, have pity on me for causing this disruption. Not the church begging him that he should have pity on the people. No.
Well, are you suggesting that the church couldn't have stepped in to do that then?
The church should have told, the thing is, the church should know where their boundaries start and begin. The church should know when they're using them as a tool. And in this case, they were being clearly used. They were being clearly used as a tool to save the face of the... If the church are happy to acknowledge that that's what they knew, that that's what they were doing, and they did it, then fine. But not pretend that the deal is having pity on people that it should not be pitying. It should be the other way around. The deal should be begging and say, I'm sorry I did this out of ignorance or mistake or quick wrong judgment, and ask for their forgiveness and say he will not repeat it again.
All right. That was just one. I don't know if Comrade Martin has anything to add there.
No, the only thing I'll add is that when they seal the shop now, the church comes out from the rock they were hiding under. They've been killing so many civilians. They've been arresting a lot of civilians and so many things. Why has the church never gone to the deal? Correct. The killings, is it more important than the sealing of shops? Why is the church now becomes an authority on economics? Why are they there? Where are they when they were killing all the civilians they've been killing in Ndop there? All the civilians they've been arresting, burning innocent houses. Where has the church been?
Correct.
Yeah. That's a good question, and it's a question that we asked the funds all over Ambazonia, because they have remained non-challenged in spite of all the killings and all the attacks on Ambazonian homes and villages and towns, the burning downs of homes and towns. Now, I'd like you guys to take a look at this. Listen to this. Listen to the funds, what the funds have been trying to do, especially up in the northern zone. Listen to that.
We, the funds of Northwest, were going to take action against Ayabacho and the other Northwest elite that have been disturbing our region and our country. Enough is enough, Mr. Ayabacho. Of recent, funds of Northwest had meeting to deliberate on putting the WIFO in place so we can talk as one man, and you started insulting funds that are going to kill them and their families. Young man, that's uncalled for, and it is sacrilege. You have gone far and far. It's enough. Enough is enough. The funds are going to sit up and do something. To this effect, I think we are going to sit up and we are going to storm the embassies where these Ambazonian, so-called Ambazonian leaders are found. We are going to storm their embassies, even for 1 week, 1 month, calling on the government to repatriate you people back here, so that at least something should be done to you people for peace to return to our country. We have suffered enough, our people have suffered. Enough of this nonsense. Enough of this nonsense. You cannot be snatching funds and killing and taking them to the bushes, beating them left and right. No. We cannot continue taking this, Mr. Ayabacho. We have to stop this nonsense with the so-called Ambazonian government. It's an imaginary government that cannot exist and that will never exist.
Oh, right. I understand this fund speaking here happens to come from somewhere in the Momo. I think he is coming from Batibo, if I am not wrong.
I think it's Menchum.
Oh, he's
coming from somewhere in Menchum.
Yes, Menchum. Comrade, what do you make of that message, that threat from him?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Yes, go on, Comrade Martin. Go on. What do you make of that threat coming from that phone?
To be honest, a guy is there, he's run away from his village, he's there in Yaoundé, they put him in a room, assemble some paraphernalia to give him some dignity in the thing, and he's talking. He's talking. Why is he not stay in his village and be talking? These are custodians of our dispossession. They are there now with the system hiding from us. Can he come and talk in his village? Such a person has got no value. We disown them because they've been using the funds they've instrumentalized the funds, using it as a paraphernalia for the occupation and annexation. The people have reasoned out. The funds had to run away, go and be hiding in Yaoundé. This guy is talking like this. Can he come in the Northwest and talk? He thinks that, Silai has tried for people to be repatriated and put in prison. They failed. You think he will sit in Yaoundé and succeed?
So this guy, comrade, so all this paraphernalia, that traditional paraphernalia that we find there around him, so this is in Yaoundé. He has moved the palace for all of this to Yaoundé.
They are doing dances in Yaoundé now, giving titles in Yaoundé, having cultural. They carry their palaces to Yaoundé. They cannot stay there. It's too hot for them.
Interesting.
All these things in a room, they just arrange for him to sit and talk. The government cameras are there taking the thing. They gave him what to talk. You think he's talking in Menchum?
I thought that was in Menchum.
No. They are all of them are hiding there in Yaoundé. He cannot talk in Menchum like this. He will not last a week.
Chairman Mans, what's your take?
Okay, thank you. But Comrade Chris, you should know the funds of all the funds in Libya, they've either moved to Chang or places like that. That's where they build their new palaces. But based on what this guy is saying, I would say his time is not too far up, because there's nothing. He can issue his threats. There's nothing he can do to us rebels, as Brenda Biya told them, we're rebels, yes. And there's nothing wrong with being a rebel. And if he thinks, if he's talking about what Ayabacho, or I don't care which name he calls, as long as it's an Ambazonian, I will treat it the same. If he's talking about us as Ambazonian, why hasn't he talked about the bees when they come and kill people in his village? Why hasn't he talked about the other branches of the military when they come and burn down houses? The SDO of Manfred gave an order that they should go and burn down an entire village. Why isn't he talking about things like those? He's talking about us who are fighting to defend. We're not offending. We're defending the places that he should be protecting. In the good old days, Comrade Chris, the Fun's Palace was a safe haven
Absolutely.
for the citizens of that village. If you had any trouble behind you and you ran into the palace, you knew you were safe. Your life will be safe, your issue will be heard, and the correct outcome will come. But now the palaces have become the political ground for La République to use to do politics on our people. You remember Fontema Songoni, when we were fighting wars, he refused to leave the palace. He refused to leave his village. That until the war is over, he's not leaving. If he has to be the last man in this village, he will be. That's what the fund stands for. Not all these charge and pays that they take and go and put in there, and they run to Chang, and then they're talking politics. They become politicians as opposed to our traditional heads. You cannot mix. There is also a saying in our tradition where the fund of Foliwo went to court in Leban, and the court clerk asked him to remove his cap, and he slapped the court clerk, and there was the place scattered into two. Now there's now the government against the tradition. Which one is bigger? But where you live as a fund, you should be the head. But these guys have become puppets of Yaoundé to do their dirty politics. It's not acceptable.
Now, one of the things that we understand they have been instructed to do, especially those who are back in their villages, they have been instructed to make sure they expose every hideout of the Ambazonian restoration fighters in their villages. And some of the chiefs who have got back, that is their mission. This is happening a lot in the southern zone and again in the northern zone. And I mean, with funds like this one, they have their agents within the community. They find out, we actually under La République is giving them money, giving villagers money and promising them more money to expose Ambazonia restoration fighters, their hideout, which is the reason why you got lots and lots of black legs everywhere in Ambazonia today. What can we do? Comrade Martin, let me start with you. What can we do to stem out this level of blacklegism among civilians?
Chris, when you have cancer and it is metastasizing, you cut the part of the body. It's just as simple as that. That's your answer. Don't cut the leg that is cancerous. So these black legs know what to do with them. Don't ask for me.
Okay. Shema Mas, maybe you have a different prescription.
Well, I totally agree with my comrade there. Yes, when you have this level of cancer, we cannot win this war with the level of black legs that we have. We have to get rid of those black legs and also train our farmers or our boys to make sure they protect our people, the good people. Because if you don't, it's like when cancer enters your body, if you don't protect the good cells and get rid of the bad ones, the good ones will become infected too. So we have to make sure that our boys protect the good ones while they're weeding out the bad ones. They should treat the good ones with respect and the honor they deserve. And the boys will be protected, at least by those good ones. And even the good ones will help to show the boys where the bad ones are, the bad cells, so that they can be removed. The bad cells need to leave the body for that body to stay healthy. The good cells can tell the boys where the bad cells are so that they weed it out, and they must be weeded out. But the boys must also protect the good cells, not try and be a loggerheads with the good cells, because otherwise the good cells will become bad too.
Just to put a point there, Comrade Chris, this 2024, what La Republique is not realizing, you know, this war, when it started, when this problem started, teachers and lawyers were marching. Then after it moved to another phase, the war is moving in phases. This 2024 that is coming, a new phase of this war is coming. If anybody is listening, people are talking now of prisoner exchange. They saw what is happening in Gaza, where Israel, Hamas held prisoner its own people until Israel had to exchange. So now I've been hearing Ambazonian started talking of prisoner exchange, which will be a totally different level of escalation. I've heard Ambazonians now start talking about soft target because the Republic has killed too many civilians. So they are now saying no, they will too start looking at soft target, doing the same thing that La Republique is doing. So the best thing for La Republique is to come on the table, try to negotiate this thing before this new 2024 comes with a new dimension that we cannot control. I could see it's coming. I'm afraid that La Republique is not seeing the thing. This war, after 8 years, is moving into a new stage, which La Republique, they only see at the end. They never see the thing at the beginning.
No, they cannot see because they wake up every day believing the war is getting over, no mercy is returning, and you just go about your business. They don't care about the reality out there on the part of civilians.
And we some of our black legs are helping them, because some, like if you take in the BLM for example, you've got black legs saying, "Oh, normalcy," trying to stage all these cultural associations and cultural groups, working with the puppet funds, working with them, saying that normalcy has returned to their villages. No, normalcy has not returned, and it will not return until this war is over. They must understand that. And as you've said there, this war will be going into a new phase this year. A lot of things, some of the things, Ambazonians are always good-hearted people, very nice people, very loving people. They don't want to hurt anyone. But no, time has come that it will change. Any cancer cells need to be taken out. If you leave it in your body for too long, it will infect all the other organs.
They need to be cut off in the prescription of Comrade Martin.
Yes, this will be taken out, cut off.
All right. Comrade Martin, you mentioned negotiations there. They need for a lot of people to come around to negotiate. What is your opinion? I don't know whether you listened to our last show, where some people were suggesting the moment has come for us to make proposals to a lot of people to Cameroon. What would be your take on that?
Don't they know our proposal? What proposal are we making? Are we saying that no, come, let's share the assets and you go your way, go our way? That's our proposal, is on the table already. What new proposal are we to make? Our proposal is no, we try to come together with you, never worked. So now we are going our way, you go your way. The things you have, a lot of them, you held them in trust for the both parties. The things you have is not your private property. It's owned by the two of us. We generated them when we're together. Come, let's sit together, discuss how we share these things. I go my way, you go your way, we become good neighbors. Is that not what we have on the table? Have they even commented on that proposal we are putting on the table? Let them bring their own proposal. I'm not bringing no new proposal. If you think what I'm asking you cannot give, tell me what you're giving then. Are you giving me special status as your proposal? Is it some joke? What are they putting on the table? These guys don't want to talk. Even the idiots who say they are federalists, the Republic has not even given them federation offer.
Exactly.
So what are they talking about? They are just piggybacking on us. We're fighting and dying, and they sit and say they are federalists. Yeah. All true. Before we started fighting, did they ever talk that they were federalists? Why did they come out as federalists in our fight?
Yeah. No, they are waiting that you independentists fight and fight until maybe you give up, and then they come back and say, we want federation. We want federation. Right?
Yes.
All right. Let's get to another subject that you have on your screen there. Kumba SDO, wife allegedly poisoned. That is the news that came to me. I think that was on Wednesday. I took time to wait for that information to be confirmed, and my source came back and said, yes, the colonial SDO for Kumba, precisely Ndian Chamberlain, and the wife were poisoned, and as I speak, they have been out of Kumba, I think, for over a week now, under intensive care in Yaoundé. Now, this is very important because Ndian Chamberlain, whose face you find on the screen, is the guy who said over his dead body, ghost towns can no longer survive in K-Town. That is his face. He fought against the people, shut down their shops, personally went there and supervised. Remember the day he went into Kumba Market and was supervising the shutdown of the shops, and a gunman showed up. He ran until he missed his own car and entered into somebody else's car. That is the guy, the Bulu guy, who said people will not do business in Kumba until his orders, his instructions are obeyed, until ghost towns is shut down. So we are told that he is now incapacitated. He is incapacitated both with the wife, and they are receiving treatment from poison in Yaoundé. I think the people of Kumba have done an incredible job getting rid of this guy. We hope he never comes back. But let me get back to the panel. I think this is a resilient job. Patrick Ekema, comrades, thought he was invincible. He carried out the same kind of behavior that we find in this colonial administrator in Boya. Destroyed people's livelihoods in their businesses. And he was moving around with millions in his pocket. In fact, I understand that it was the first time he was caught. He bribed the Amba fighters with 10 million. 10 million. And so Funcha was actually accused of taking that money. And so Funcha has since left the struggle, but he was accused of having collected that money because it was said that it was the boys under his command who picked up Patrick Ekema. And he easily pulled out money from his pocket and put into the hands of those boys, and they let him go. But that was only that only lasted for a short while. It wasn't too long. Again, whatever happened, and he disappeared. He is somewhere we don't know. But I hope that colonial officials serving in our territory, from the SDOs to the DOs to the gendarme to the police to the military, they realize they are not invincible, especially these colonial officers, the mayors included. What lessons do you think they should be learning from experiences like this? Chairman Mas, I'll start with you.
Thank you. Unfortunately, well, I don't know whether it's unfortunately or unfortunately, Ndian issued the same words that Patrick Ekema issued over my dead body. And yes, it will be over their dead body. Those things are here to stay. Their dead bodies will go. So Ekema thought he was invincible and said over his dead body will Ghost Town carry on in Boya. Unfortunately, Ghost Town carried on over his dead body. Ndian issued the same threat in Kumba. I think it's even past long overdue. He should have accompanied Ekema a long time ago, or very soon he needs to go and give Ekema the good news. But his dead body, he is the one who made that wish. I didn't make it for him, he made it. and it will come to pass. So any other DO or administrator, unfortunately or fortunately, in Libelem, we haven't got any of them, and we don't intend to welcome any of them back.
They are planning to go back to the BLM. Let's see what happens.
To go back. And we, when I think FMA used to use a phrase that their name na die. So anyone who goes there should know that his name is die. Yes. So if you want your name to be changed from whatever it is to die, then come to the BLM. And I'm hoping that we do the same for all the other counties, and Kumba is taking lead now. So let's do the same for all the other counties and change their names. Give them a new name. That's what they want. That's what they will get. Yes. Thank you.
Comrade Martin, your take on this?
Comrade Chris, when Ekema died, a lot of Ambazonians behind the scenes were saying that they should establish in the Ambazonian struggle what they call a poison squad, where there will be some ladies who have been trained on such chemicals and things. We have nurses, we have people with toxicology knowledge who can be doing some work based on a secret service kind of work, just like the CIA and other people do around the world. So this group now, I don't know whether it was created and they've been working or they've not been working. If they've been working and this job in Kumba is done by one of them, such ladies, then the lady should be fired from the position, because if you do a job and the guy is still there being treated in Yaoundé, therefore your mixtures were not properly done, and they should get somebody else to take over the job.
Yes.
So apparently he didn't complete the job.
Yeah, you didn't do the job properly, because the guy should not even reach Yaoundé. If you are a trained member of the poison squad.
Okay. Well, let us hope that he remains on that bed and never have to return to Kumba. And we want to thank the courageous, resilient people of Kumba for making sure that this guy did not stop them from observing one of the most important days in the history of this Ambazonian struggle, talking about Ghost Town. They have tried and tried and tried to shut it down. It just isn't happening. It just isn't happening. Comrades, we will take a short break, and when I come back, we will open the phone lines to take your calls. Please do not touch your remote. Stay put. I'll be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our
All right, thanks for staying put in there, ladies and gentlemen. At this moment, we will open the phone lines for you out there to call in and make a contribution. Let's know what you are thinking about the honorary citizenship for Brenda Biya, the events in Ngoke Tunjia, the events in Kumba with the alleged poisoning of the Colonial SDO for Kumba. You all know, most of you know the phone line, but if you don't, please put out the number there for others to call. Before you call, make sure that you shut down the volume of your television set and focus on your phone so that there is no echo. The phone line is open. Looking forward to your calls. All right. I see. Talking a whole show on this.
We cannot speak something what we don't know. You need to know the thing what you.
Oh, I think there's a background interference there. Please shut that down. Somebody is having a background noise there. All right. So please, the phone line is open. Go ahead and call. The first caller is coming from ground zero. Let's hear what it says. Hello. Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bokotunja County.
Wonderful. What is going on there?
Yeah, as usual.
Hello? I'm sorry, you are having connection issues. Maybe you want to call back. You may want to call back. You have connection or I guess network issues. All right, call back, please. Okay. Again, the phone line is open. Go ahead and call in with your contribution. We are taking your contributions from anywhere across the globe. If you can reach us by way of WhatsApp, the line is there on the screen. And why you are calling comrades, one thing I have observed is that Cameroon continues to implode. We are learning that the CDC is owing, I think, 36 billion francs CFA to the workers. They are not able to pay the workers. We've also learned that HONORARY has now been sidelined and foreign companies have been brought in to sell petrol, they call it petrol, in that country. And HONORARY is sidelined because since it was burned down during this crisis, Cameroon has not been able to afford the money to carry out repairs on the plant in Victoria. At a point in time, we were told that they had hired a Russian firm to come and resurrect the Sonora, the refining plant in Victoria. But apparently that wasn't the truth, because it's been about 3 years now and we haven't seen any work going on in Sonora. But we are being told, we have learned, in fact, I was reading in the Africa Confidential, that now, because of the oil petrol shortage, Cameroon has now brought in foreign company suppliers to supply petrol in that country. We are talking about a country that produces crude oil, and they don't have petrol. They don't have it by themselves. I don't know whether they are still going after those roadside vendors who sell funge, they call it, from Nigeria. I think this must be some good time. Somebody was telling me in Boya that that is what they are driving from Yaoundé and buying in thousands of gallons and taking back to Yaoundé to go and sell. Something that they clamped down on recently. So what is, if this is not implosion, which they do not want to agree to acknowledge, I don't know what it is. Comrade Martin, what is your take on this? Oh, I'm sorry, I think your voice is muted on your end.
Really?
Okay, go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The fact that Cameroon is having economic challenges is not in question. So in so many different areas. In terms of the petrol, you have to understand that Sonora itself was not even a viable entity, because Sonora is designed to crack only sweet crude. That is, it is cracking the one that doesn't have enough sulfur. But Cameroon, in Rodin Day, we are producing heavy crude, the one with sulfur. So Sonora was actually buying crude from Nigeria to come and refine and sell. Then their system has collapsed and they were not producing anything. So even if Sonora was there, it could not even crack the petrol we do. So we produce around 180,000 barrels in Rodin Day in Ndian. We ship it abroad, and then we get light crude from Nigeria and refine. But that is no more. So now Cameroon, now lack of money and lack of so many things, they didn't have fuel. So there was a monopoly in importing fuel. So Biya now, as a solution, liberalized the thing that anybody can import fuel now. So if you have your money, you can bring in your fuel and sell. I think they were catching people who were bringing in finger, throwing grenades in boats, killing them before in the past. Now they don't even care. If you have your finger, you bring. They don't really bother that much. But the good news in the horizon is that Dangote refinery, the 650,000 barrels of refinery per day refinery, has started production. They've actually started production now after getting 6 million barrels from NNPC and Shell. So they are producing now, but their products have not hit the market because they are waiting for regulators to approve the products. Then there will be the market by the end of this month. They will flood the Nigerian market with produce. Once they start flooding the Nigerian market with produce, they will be starting with 370,000 barrels per day, which they will ramp up to the 650. It will be more than the capacity of Nigeria. So they will be feeding Cameroon.
Nigeria has never gotten enough. Why do you even think it is going to be enough for Nigeria?
No, 650,000 barrels per day is more than the capacity. Okay. It's more than the daily need for Nigeria. If the Dangote refinery is more than meeting, it would more than meet. Nigeria has 4 refineries. They've not been working because of mismanagement and the needed maintenance. They've just finished now to rehabilitate one of them, spending 1.5 billion US dollars. So that one too is coming on stream now. So the Gulf of Guinea will be wet with produce very soon. So it will help Cameroon. Let's leave that one. CDC also is being mismanaged. Yes, let me leave the petrol. Sorry, I go a bit in detail because I'm a petrol man. I've worked in the
Okay,
petrol
good.
sector for some time. Yeah, I'm doing the oil and gas law. That's why I have some detailed knowledge about petrol.
Okay.
So let's go back to CDC. CDC as an entity has been having serious financial issues. They've tried to sell it. I don't know whether it's even sold in the books. They brought some two guys, I think some French guy company and some, I don't know, Israelis at one time. They said they were selling it to them. We don't know whether the sale finally went through or no, didn't go through.
How is it possible for them to sell it with so much indebtedness?
Yeah, they can pay them just a token. I inherit the debts and I give you $1 as the payment.
Right.
The guy who's paying inherit the debts. And some of them, they know these debt workers, they'll never pay. You remember when they sold the tea, they sold Tole tea with a lot of debts to Baba Dampolo. The workers went to ask their money. The guy said, look at the books. I bought the thing. I said, I didn't buy the debts. Go and ask, go to the labor office and ask for your money. I didn't buy the debts. They still, they're giving me the documents are saying that I didn't buy any debts. So the workers had nothing to do. They were crying there in Boya. A lot of them died from poverty and the rest. They could not buy their drugs.
Now,
so the system is very corrupt.
CDC workers, they are being owed 17 months arrears in salary. So are you saying that CDC could just do the same thing and walk away and leave those workers stranded? I mean, in a country where labor laws work, any sales agreement should take care of those workers.
Yeah, but the problem, no, if you want to do you selling, sometimes most of the times you buyer would inherit those things, but the way Cameroon can make their contract, they will say that government is the one to pay these people. The guy buys only without buying all that liability. Government, they can make a contract, freedom to contract, you can contract the way you want to contract. But the issue is, would they ever pay them? I don't think so. I don't think they will ever pay. Government owes a lot of people, they will never pay. There are some contractors who will die. They've done jobs for the government. They will die without getting a penny. They owe them hundreds of millions. So it will happen, and it's happening. They will never pay that money. It's over.
Now,
there was one guy there's one architect who used to work in Cameroon after he went to America. He came back. They were owing him hundreds of millions. Biya used to stay even in his house. The guy is dead. He went and saw Biya. Well, before Biya became president, he was renting house. Went and saw Biya. Biya told the finance guy to pay to do something for him. He went to the finance guy. The guy said, but there is no money. The finance guy was trying to say he should talk for them to understand, so that if they are owing you like 100 million, I can give you like 60 and you sign the papers that you've collected the 100. But the guy did not know their language. And he left. Even after instructions, he didn't still get the money. So it's a lot of corruption in there.
Still on the subject of the economy, what I also read something, Comrade Mas. I learned that Cameroon is no longer recruiting civil servants. They are recruiting contractors because they don't have salaries to pay the civil servants. For how long can they go on with this?
Well, since 2007, I told people that Cameroon will be bankrupt very soon. I advise people in the teaching that, look, there's this system that they have. You go and take a loan and they deduct it from your salary. Go and take as much loan as you can. Then when they're deducting it until the day they run out of salary, you stop paying the loan. Even myself sitting here like this, the Cameroon government owes me over 15 million for some swimming stuff. Yes, they owe me over 15 million. I mean, me personally, they owe me that money. I've tried and tried, and they've been pushing me. They pushed me around till 2014, and it's not working. Yes, they can and they will carry on hiring contractors, not permanent staff, because it's easier to do away with contractors. When you have a permanent staff, there's certain responsibilities that you have, and the government does not have that sort of money to take care of them. The government has pumped a lot of money into this senseless war. They've pumped a lot of, they thought it was going to be a 2-week war, but they've pumped a lot of money into this senseless war. Even their soldiers who get killed, they are not even able to pay their families. So they basically they run out of everything. They've tried everything, and it's not working. Coming to Sonora was more French. The French were the ones benefiting from Sonora in the good old days. But Sonora is so much in debt. How can you build a refinery that cannot even refine the crude oil that you're pulling out of the ground? Then what was the point? But they're beginning to realize that it was a corn investment. It was a corn investment. You cannot have a refinery sitting there and then you produce crude oil, but you have to buy oil from another country to then turn around and then sell. No. But when we get our country back, all these things will be corrected. You bet. We will have a proper refinery. We will produce our own oil. We will not be an oil producing country where we're pretending to sell oil, and we're short of oil in our land. The people must have oil first. Gaddafi told, there were times in Libya that the Libyans used to just take their cars to the filling station and fill their cars for free. There must become a day that Ambazonians will enjoy things like that one day. They must know.
Let us look at this from another angle. What do you both make of the fact that the French sucked the oil out of Sonora, but then the plant is shut down essentially because of this fire, and the French don't care?
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
No, Comrade Chris, at one time they came and did some study there, calculated how much it will cost to repair the thing. Then some of them recommended that instead of putting money to repair the place, they rather build a new refinery in Kribi. So they were spending money and the rest doing feasibility study, they call it FEED, doing the FEED documents and the rest for a refinery there in their own site in Kribi. And just instead of going to, they just let Sonora die. So there's in between that thing that I don't think there's no will to even resuscitate Sonora. I don't think so. But they have plans.
Maybe we should thank God for the war. If not for the war, they probably would have money to have started work in Kribi to move Sonora to Kribi. Now they need money only to fight the war.
I think they are beginning to realize that building Sonora in Ambazonian land was a big mistake to start with.
Yeah, I think so.
That's what they think. That it was a big mistake to build that Sonora in our land, because now they cannot lift it and take back to their land.
Yeah.
So to them,
it was a mistake.
Yes.
But they tried to build pipelines to take the thing to be pumping the oil there.
Correct. They wanted to then build pipelines to the from the island they were producing. Then they started pumping the oil to Douala and Kribi and things like that. But because they don't want anything good to be associated with Ambazonia, they dismantled our power stations.
Another problem is, our oil has gone down quite a lot though. When they started, they were getting like 200,000 barrels per day. It came down to like 50-something thousand barrels. I think it's gone up to like 70 or 80.
They can take some oil to anywhere to La Republic. They think we are very much blessed with a lot of untapped more oil resources all over Ambazonia.
Sorry, who's blessed? I didn't get that. Who's blessed?
Ambazonia.
Who is blessed?
Ambazonia.
Yeah, Ambazonia might be, but it's not been discovered yet. There is a joint development zone in the Bakassi area where they have an operator there who is trying to prospect and look for oil. But the Biafra boys and the rest keep attacking, so they cannot really do much work. Even after gaining Bakassi, they've not really removed much oil. The case in the court, in the International Court of Justice, They say that Cameroon won the political war, Nigeria won the economic war. Because, you know, when they did that thing, they were to delimit the boundary from the north right down to the sea. In the north, they had a problem because it said the boundary shall be from the mouth of the Ubenji, according to the 1913 treaty. So now, over the years, the Ubenji had 3 mouths now. So they could not determine which is the right mouth, which the Germans and the British were talking in those days. So finally, the court decided which one. And then they drew the line and came down to what they call in the sea, the tripod point. So they got a tripod point, but a lot of the installations and the wells went to the Nigerian side in the sea. So we had the land, but we never really had the acreage in the water, in the sea. So that was our problem. So we never really won. So we are hoping around Bakassi we can see something, but we've not really come up with any oil yet to help La Republic.
Let's hope that once the war is over, we will find out where the oil is.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, let me get back to the phones. And ladies and gentlemen, the phone line is open. Go ahead, call in, and let's hear from you. Let's know your take on these issues we've been discussing here tonight. Again, before you call, make sure that your TV volume is shut down so you can focus on your phone. The phone line is there on the screen. Looking forward to hearing from you and why you call and why I wait for your calls. Please, I want to make this special appeal that I've been making since New Year's Eve. I made an appeal to Ambazonians who really want us to be a good match for the millions that Cameroon is investing in this war. Cameroon has all the money it can take to prosecute this war. We don't have that money. The little that we've had, we've used it in the best means, the best way possible that we could. But until the war is over, we will just have to keep on raising funds day in, day out if we hope to stay competitive for victory. I have put up a club which I call the 200 Club. The 200 Club is made up of people who will say, Comrade Chris, I can't do the work you are doing or all of you are doing there at the interim government. I can't go on the ground to fight. I don't have family to fight. But listen, my money will fight. And you say, Comrade Chris, I want you to add me in the 200 Club. The 200 Club, again, is a club of 200 people who would give the interim government, give us $1,000 between now and March. We have some projects on the ground, as you heard from, I think, Chairman Mars there, and Comrade Martin there. We have plans on the ground. We have since laid down a road map, and the mistakes we've made many years behind, we are rectifying those mistakes. We are not jumping at doing things on the ground the same way we did before. We are taking this surgically, and if it means it will take time, it better take time, we'll do it right and get it done, than just jump here and jump there and do stuff that will not yield any result. One of the things I have realized is that though it is important to take down the invading army from our territory one by one, that alone will not take us to Boya, will not give us victory. We have to do things that pain La République du Cameroon. We have to do things that get them wondering if victory is in sight for them. And comrades, we depend on your support. Please, I've had a lot of accolades from many of you thanking me and appreciating what we are doing. But what I like to say is that is not enough. That is just not enough. We need money to prosecute this war. No amount of thanks and appreciation will give us Ambazonia. And let me assure you, if tomorrow the money is not there, I will just tell you guys, comrades, we're not going to fight this thing with our bare hands. We need people who will stand with us. And so I am pleading to you today, please, if you can afford $1,000 between now and March ending, please send me a message on the telephone number you find on your screen and say, Comrade Chris, I would like to join the club. Again, we need 200 people, each of which will give us $1,000 between now and the end of March. We have projects on the ground that we have planned to undertake, and we need this money to execute those projects. So please, my appeal is to you out there. Don't say, I don't have, you don't have. You may have tomorrow, but again, if you pledge, please, if you give your name, subscribe to it, just make sure that you will afford it. I better have 100 people who give us $1,000 than 200 people who come in and pledge and say, we'll give you $1,000 and end up not giving. So please, I'm asking you, stand by us. If you are expecting us to do exploits, if you are expecting us to take this war to the next level, this year is a very, very critical year for us, considering, listen to me, considering what is going on in La République du Cameroon, the implosion there, the political transition coming up there, the elections coming up there. Comrades, listen to me, something is imploding. We have to be seen to be ready. That is why we are in the mood of preparation. And I'm pleading with you. I am pleading with you. This thing is not about a few of us. This thing is not about for some people. At the end of the day, if we lose, God forbid we do, I'm telling you, the damage is going to be collateral. The damage will be collateral. Whether you were involved or participating in the war or not, you will feel the pain. And I will feel the pain too. But while we are able to help, let us do it now. Please, again, send me the message on the number you find on your screen if you want to be added to the 200 club. Send me a message and just say to me, Comrade Chris, I need to be added. We'll add you, and our resource development people will contact you to see how you can start paying. You don't have to pay it at once. You can pay in two installments, 3 installments, any time between now and the end of March. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Comrade Mars and Comrade Martin, I will have you share your last word and we'll call it a night. I'll start with Comrade Mars.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chris. Thanks to Comrade Martin. And thank you all, great Ambazonians, all the foot fighters, the generals, the comrades, the commanders. We appreciate you. And please learn about why we're fighting this war, why we're in this war. We're not in this war for just fighting. We're in this war because of it's an existential war. Our lives, our future depends on it. I can assure you that if we don't win this war, there will never be another Ambazonia to fight for again. La République has some very, very ungood or bad intentions for us if they defeat us or if we surrender. Surrendering is not an option. This is a time, 2024 is a time for us to pull together and do the things that we need to do. We want to change the tactics, but we need all our support. Let's put all hands on deck. As it's been said, there's a lot of cancer cells brewing amongst us. We need to get it. We need to do what do they call that treatment for cancer? Somebody help me. Yes, we need to go and do get rid of the cancer cells, weed them out, so that the good cells can support the body being Ambazonia. So let's do that. Let's do what it takes. But all these things, comrades, takes commitment and money. So let's do our best to ensure that the money comes in, we identify the task to be done, we do it, and we all see the results. There's a lot of cancer cells living amongst us in the good body. Let's weed them out, and let's put some money on the table and support the government. They call us rebels. Yes, we're proud rebels. Nothing wrong with being a rebel. Mandela was once a rebel. Martin Luther King was once a rebel. But let's become rebels too and do what rebels do best. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Miles. Comrade Martin, please.
Just to conclude, I will say that this is 2024. We should try and do things differently than we did in 2023 and push the struggle to another level. And in terms of contribution, as Comrade Chris said, the main thing that people were reluctant to contribute was because of the mismanagement which happened in my trip to Boya. But since Comrade Chris was in charge, we've never heard any scandal about financial impropriety and the rest. So we cannot use my trip to Boya as an excuse not to contribute today. Those things were happened in the past. They were dangerous and damaging. But with the new regime now in place, there is no financial scandal. So anybody putting his name on the list should know that his money at least would be used appropriately until we hear some scandal. We've not heard so far. So far, so good. I would recommend that people put their names and try to help. Let's see what would come out this year. That is the main thing I will say. I think, to be honest, to hold this fight up to for 8 years, we've done a marvelous job, considering that we never really had any resources. We started with rubber gun or nothing and stones. So we've done well. We should praise ourselves, not condemn. And then if in any house there are differences, so if you have a difference, some difference with one group or the other, that difference cannot be more than the difference you have with the enemy La République du Cameroon. We should petty arguments with one group or the other, to me, is just nothing. I'm like this, I can deal with any group. I can go to this group, I fit, go to this group, I fit, because my mindset is not group wise. My mindset is Ambazonian La République. People should look at it. So even if you are not under somebody's group and you think he can do something well, still help. Give your contribution, see what we can get out of it, please. This is 2024. We should come with a new mindset. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Martin and Maz. It was great having you, sir. You have a great evening. All right, let me get back to the phones and see some people sitting online. Hello. Hello. Hello, where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, good evening. From Ground Zero.
From Ground Zero. Which county on Ground Zero?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Which county?
Manyu.
Manyu. Okay, thanks for the call. What is
Manyu
on your mind?
Manfe.
Manfe, okay. What is on your mind, sir?
So I'm actually following your
following the show.
That you are on board talking, and I said, let me appreciate you people for what you are doing.
Thank you.
That's in Jesus' name. Like you made mention about the Manfe killing in El Koyong, that you put somebody online.
Right.
Actually, it was something that was horrible, unexpected. So everybody was too disturbed with that issue. When the massacre happened in a Keko, they say Amba is the cause, this and that. But today, it has been the military. People are not talking. People are instead looking that they have done a good thing. I don't know how people think about this issue in Manyu. So it's actually disturbing us. And you see, they have taken upper hand so much in seeing that they find their money, as my brother was just passing out that information. Every checkpoint on the road, you have, like going to the call, you have even like 7 or 8 checkpoints on the road demanding for money. Like the recent issue that just occurred, they stopped Cocoa from going to Nigeria. That the Cameroon government stopped Cocoa from going to Nigeria. That they should pay a huge sum of money, about 500 million. And they have struggled to pay. That Cocoa should be going. That is where that the Cameroon government are raising their fund.
So is Cocoa going to Nigeria now from Manfe?
Yes, they are going now, but not as much as before.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the call. Let me take the orders. Thank you for the call. Let's see who next is on the line. Hello. 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 Hello, sir. Good evening. Can you turn down the volume of your TV, sir, or focus on the phone?
Let me try to. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. This is Candida himself.
Yeah, this is Candida. Yeah,
okay.
Candida. Can you hear me now?
Calling from Denmark. No, Norway.
Norway.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, sir. Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate your panelists, Comrade Mas and Comrade Barrister Tumasan. Especially Tumasan, I like his analysis on the Brenda stuff, where he also said maybe Brenda's utterances could be inward within their own public system. So I like the fact that he could think like that, because that's what I'm also thinking. That notwithstanding, I would just like to add my voice to the plea that you are asking Ambazonian to extend a hand of fellowship to see that we finish this game. It's actually a game that we need to finish it. What I would tell Ambazonians all over the world is that that land called Amber land is loaded with natural resources. That land is highly loaded that we cannot afford to let it go in the hands of La Republic. We cannot afford to let that happen. Even it means that we all die, then liberate the land and then hand it over to our children, so be it. You know, sometimes when you guys talk about the crude oil in Ndian, no. Ndian is what you know. In 2010, Total drilled 4 oil wells in Limbe, appraisal wells, and they were all successful. They sold it to Perenco. So even the Limbe, you are seeing the Limbe right there where you're going to eat roasted fish, it's all loaded with crude oil. Okay? We don't know what is happening in Bakassi. Then you go to the northern zone. The whole northern zone is loaded with rare earth materials. All these car battery materials that people are rushing all over the place, they are all in the northern zone. They are all there. So Ambazonia is a milking honeycomb that we cannot afford to let it slip our generation and go to La Republic. And like I said, even it means that all of us will die liberating the country and then hand it to our children, so be it. Thank you very much for the great show. Talk to you some other time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, gonna call it a night. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. For those of you on ground zero, we know electricity is usually a problem. We will rebroadcast this again and again and again until you get it. And for you on YouTube, sorry we couldn't broadcast on YouTube today. We will make sure that this is uploaded on YouTube before it gets dark here. Once more, thank you for being part of the show. I look forward to coming back possibly on Wednesday. Good night. God bless. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to News Talk with yours truly, the anchor man, Chris Anu, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely Houston. Houston, Texas. Is a privilege to come to you today. After a while, I want to believe all of you are doing great out there, especially if you are where we call the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Thank you for tuning in and good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you who are joining also from across the globe in Europe, the continent, USA, Canada, South America, everywhere, the far and the near east, wherever you are tuning in from. It's a privilege to have you, and please, I expect you to immediately go ahead and hit the share button and let everybody out there know the anchor man is not live. He is alive. He is alive. Everyone has thrown stones at him, but he is not dying. He is living and rejoicing and excited about every single day that comes by the grace of God. So please do me the favor, hit your share button. Unfortunately, for those of you who could watch by way of YouTube, we don't have YouTube running today. We have some technical issues with YouTube, but we will make sure we get that fixed, and the show will be on YouTube right after the live broadcast. But for you on Facebook, please do me the favor, hit your share button. This is going to be very, very exciting, a very exciting broadcast. Don't touch your remote. I will be right back.
ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com. ABS can help you reach your target audience like never before. Advertising on ABS, you'll benefit from our extensive reach and dedicated viewership. We offer special advertising packages during primetime slots and popular shows. You'll also be featured on our social media platforms, reaching an even wider audience. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take your business to the next level. Contact our advertising team at absafricativ@gmail.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks again for tuning in. It's a great day to be alive. So much has gone under the water in my absence, coming to bring some information, update to you about what has been going on Ground Zero, and particularly in this crusade, the crusade for Ambazonia's independence. I always like to come to you well informed, well educated with what is transpiring in the struggle, and that is what I have come to you to do today. Tonight we're going to be talking about so many events which have taken place on Ground Zero, including what I have titled conferring Ambazonia's honorary citizenship to the daughter of La République du Cameroon's president, Brenda Biya, and I will get to bring you that message in the course of this. But I will also open the phone lines to allow you come in with your contribution to the show. In the meantime, I am looking forward to you hitting the share button. I see the numbers are rising, not to my liking yet, but please go ahead and hit the share button, as I will come to you soon. I'm expecting my correspondent in Mamfe to get to me on a story that I will be talking about. But I am glad to be with you today. I am so excited that, ladies and gentlemen, we are marching on to possess our possession. Okay, please stay on the line. Stay on the line. Stephen, stay on the line there, please. So I am so glad, ladies and gentlemen, that we are marching on and making progress irrespective of all the smear campaigns, both in the diaspora and on Ground Zero. we continue to stay on course. And the Republic du Cameroon is trying to win the war with propaganda. Everywhere on ground zero, they are embarked on one smear or the other. Unfortunately, Ambazonians have grown to know their ploys, and nobody is buying it. We see it in Ndop, where the population turn out in their numbers with palm fronds to detest the shutdown of their shops. We have seen it in Kumba, where the population of Kumba defied the colonial divisional officers to refuse to defy ghost towns. And even when the colonial officials go around shutting down their shops, every Monday morning, the traders go and sit by their shops and wait until the colonial officials make their rounds, and then they head back home. That is what we call defiance, resilience, and courage. Courage on the part of our people. That will continue. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned, we are strategizing here. We are strategizing. Listen, I have told you again and again, nobody should expect this war to be over in 10 years. If it happened to be over in 10 years, we thank God for it. I haven't seen any independent struggle that has taken place only for 10 years. They go for 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 years. So if ours ends within 10 years, we give praise to God. But I don't expect it to, I'm just preparing your minds to be ready, to fortify yourself to know that we are